Hello, friends. Welcome back to Spirit-Led Trading. It's good to have you here with me again. Today, I want to invite you to sit down, maybe pour yourself a cup of tea, and let's have a real conversation. Not about the next 100x coin, not about a magical indicator that predicts the future, but about us, about the soul of the trader. Today, I want to explore a question that has haunted me for years, and I suspect it haunts many of you too. The question is trading a career or is it a curse? Is it your profession or is it your karma? We all come to this market with a beautiful dream. I remember when I first started over a decade ago. I was tired of the 9-to-5 grind, tired of answering to a boss, tired of asking for permission to take a vacation. I looked at trading and I saw salvation. I saw the image that the internet sold me. A guy sitting on a beach in Bali, laptop open, sipping a coconut, clicking a button, and making a month's salary in 5 minutes. It looked like ultimate freedom. Financial freedom, time freedom, location freedom. But let me ask you, is that your reality today? Or is the reality something different? Is the reality waking up at 3 a.m., heart pounding, checking your phone to see if your position has been liquidated? Is the reality snapping at your spouse or your children because the market moved against you? Is the reality feeling a heavy stone in your chest even when you are supposed to be relaxing? If you feel that heaviness, this podcast is for you. Today we are going to strip away the illusions. We are going to look at the naked truth of trading. We are going to talk about why for 95% of people, trading isn't a path to freedom. It's a prison. And more importantly, how we can break those chains to find true peace. You've heard the statistic. 95% of traders fail. It's a number we toss around lightly, but have you ever stopped to think about why? It's not because they aren't smart. I've met doctors, engineers, and successful business owners who come into this market and lose everything. It's not because they lack capital. I've seen people start with huge inheritances and burn it all to ash. The reason 95% fail is because they treat the market as a casino, not a profession. And the market is the most dangerous casino on earth because it has no walls and no clocks. In a normal job, you have rules. You show up at 8 a.m. You leave at 5 p.m. If you do bad work, your boss corrects you. But in trading, you are free. You can buy anytime. You can sell anytime. You can bet your entire life savings in a single second with a single click. That freedom is actually chaos. When we enter this market without a system, without a strong internal compass, which is what we cultivate here at Spirit-Led Trading, we become slaves to our biology,
we become slaves to dopamine. When you win a trade, you feel like a god. You think you've solved the puzzle. You think this is easy. That arrogance is the beginning of the end. Because the next time you bet bigger, you ignore your stop loss. You think you are special. And when you lose, oh, the darkness. You feel stupid. You feel small. You feel a desire for revenge. You want to get your money back from the market. This cycle, win, arrogance, big loss, revenge, bigger loss, is not a career. It is an addiction. It is a prison we build with our own hands. I have been there. I have stared at the screen until my eyes burned, wishing the red candle would turn green, praying to a God I hadn't spoken to in years, just asking for the price to move up one more time so I could get out at break even. That is not freedom, my friends. That is slavery.
Let's go deeper. Let's talk about the curse of trading. We talk about P&L, profit and loss in terms of dollars. But what about the P&L of your soul? What is the spiritual cost of this pursuit? I remember a time in my journey, years ago, before I found my balance. I was physically present with my family. I was sitting at the dinner table. My children were laughing. My wife was talking about her day, but I wasn't there. My mind was in the charts. My mind was obsessing over a position I had left open. I was calculating how much I was down. I was angry at the market, and I brought that anger to the dinner table. I was robbing my family of my presence. That is the curse. The market demands your attention. It demands your emotion. If you do not have a spirit-led approach, the market becomes your master. Your mood for the day depends on a line on a chart. If the line goes up, you are a happy father, a happy husband. If the line goes down, you are depressed, withdrawn, and irritable. Think about how dangerous that is. You have handed the keys to your happiness to a chaotic, unfeeling algorithm. And then there is the isolation. Trading is a lonely battle. When you lose money in a business, you can blame the economy. You can blame the suppliers. But when you lose money in trading, there is no one to blame but the person in the mirror. The shame of losing money is heavy. I know many of you are hiding your losses from your spouses. You are smiling on the outside, but inside you are carrying a secret burden of debt and regret. That isolation eats away at your spirit. It disconnects you from the people who love you. Is this the freedom we signed up for? Is this financial independence? Or is it just a different kind of poverty, a poverty of peace? So, Is there a way out? Can trading ever be a blessing? Or is it destined to be a curse? The answer is yes, it can be a blessing, but it requires a massive shift. A shift from being a gambler to being a professional. A shift from being led by greed to being spirit-led. This shift happened for me when I hit rock bottom. I realized that the problem wasn't the market. The market is just data. The problem was me. The problem was my lack of discipline, my lack of humility. To turn this into a career, you must embrace the boring stuff. First, you must accept responsibility. Stop blaming the market manipulation. Stop blaming the influencers. Stop blaming Elon Musk's tweets. You clicked the button. You chose the position size. You chose not to set a stop loss. When you accept that you are the problem, you also realize that you are the solution. Second, you need a system. Freedom is not doing whatever you want. Freedom comes from discipline. You need a system that tells you exactly when to enter and exactly when to exit. A system that removes the guessing. At Spirit-Led Trading, we talk a lot about system and journaling. Why? Because if you don't write down your trades, if you don't have rules, you are just throwing darts in the dark. Third, and most importantly, risk management must become your religion. This is the Holy Grail. It's not about how much you can make. It's about how much you can keep. A professional trader doesn't wake up thinking, how can I get rich today? They wake up thinking, how can I protect my capital today? When you know exactly how much you will lose if you are wrong, and you are okay with that amount, the fear disappears. The anxiety vanishes. You can sit at dinner with your family and actually be there because you know your stop loss is in place protecting you. That is the beginning of freedom.
Ultimately, my friends, trading is the ultimate path to self-mastery. The market is a mirror. It reflects back to you everything that is inside you. If you are greedy, it will show you. If you are fearful, it will show you. If you are impatient, it will punish you. To succeed here, you must conquer yourself. You must learn to wait like a hunter, or better yet, like a monk, to sit still and do nothing until the perfect moment arrives. True freedom is not about the Lamborghini. It's not about the penthouse. I've seen people with those things who are miserable. True freedom is waking up in the morning without a knot in your stomach. True freedom is looking at a chart and feeling neutral. No excitement, no fear, just observation. True freedom is knowing that you have a skill that can provide for your family, but that skill does not define your worth as a human being. We call this channel Spirit-Led Trading because we believe that your spirit must lead your capital, not the other way around. Your inner peace must come before your profits. When you prioritize peace, when you prioritize discipline, paradoxically, the money starts to come. Because you are no longer chasing it out of desperation. You are attracting it through competence and calmness.
I want you to take a moment today. Look at your last 10 trades. Were they impulsive? Were they driven by fear or greed? Or were they executed with the calm precision of a professional? Ask yourself, is this a career I am building or a curse I am feeding? You have the power to change the narrative. It starts with slowing down. It starts with respecting the risk. It starts with valuing your peace of mind more than the next green candle. Thank you for letting me share these thoughts with you today on Spirit-Led Trading. I hope this conversation helps you find your footing in this chaotic market. Remember, the market will always be there, but your time, your peace, and your family, those are finite. Protect them first. Until next time, trade well and stay peaceful. Goodbye for now.